Welcome to the Freedom Club podcast, where we discover the fight for freedom, fulfillment, passion, and purpose. Your host is Curt Mercadante, Gallup certified strengths coach, an agency founder who is dedicated to coaching individuals seeking to level up their life and their businesses. The Freedom Club is about unlocking your talents, turning them into strengths, and crushing your objectives. You can learn more at curtmercadante.com. Welcome to the Freedom Club.
This is the Freedom Club podcast. I'm your host, Curt Mercadante. It's Monday, March 26th, which means it's time for the Monday Motivator segment. As you know, every Monday, I bring you a short burst of motivation to help you kick your week off on the right foot. Every Thursday is the interview segment, in which I interview a business leader or some other all-around interesting person. And my friends, this Thursday, I have just that. I interviewed Jay Scalzo. Jay and I met a year ago at our boxing gym, Hurricane Boxing in Charleston, South Carolina. Jay has a lifelong love of boxing, and he recently took that step to reclaim his sense of freedom and purpose. He left the corporate 9-to-5, and now he's spearheading a wonderful nonprofit called the Butterfly Effect. They're going to build a community center, a boxing program in Liberia, which is 12 years removed from a horrific civil war. They're going to help build up the youth by teaching them self-discipline, self-confidence. So it's a wonderful nonprofit. Jay Scalzo, he's my guest on Thursday. I hope you'll tune in. Today I'm going to answer a question submitted to me by a listener who says, Curt, you often talk about people who are trapped in a comfort zone of misery. For someone like that, what is the first step to breaking free? Thanks for your question. Yes, I do talk about people who are in a comfort zone of misery, people who day after day, month after month, year after year, wake up with a sense of blah. They're merely existing. They go through the motions every single day. They know something better is out there, something that will allow them to have a life of fulfillment and know their purpose, so that at the end of each day, they're not thinking, gosh, am I really doing what I was put on this earth to do? But they're fearful of the unknown. They're fearful of taking that step to find something better because, it's unknown. It's the devil they don't know. So they sit in that comfort zone of misery for years, sometimes decades, sometimes till they're 65 in the hopes that they retire and they're healthy enough, their spouse or partner is healthy enough, their kids are healthy enough that they can enjoy the rest of their life. That's why they sit there in that comfort zone. The first step to breaking free is within each of us. It's what I like to call your untapped superpowers. As you know, I'm a Gallup certified strengths coach. And Gallup says that each of us has 34 talent themes. I like to call these talent themes our untapped superpowers. And talents are different than skills. A lot of people confuse those. Skills are things like I write well, I speak well, I sing well, I play the piano well, right? Those are skills. Talents are more ingrained. Talents are those naturally occurring patterns of thought, feeling, and behavior that can be productively applied. My number one talent theme is learner. I love to learn. I love the process of learning. Rarely will you find me in a period where I'm not reading at least one or two, maybe three good books. I love coaching because I love to learn. In every conversation I have with a client or potential client, I am learning. I'm fueling my superpower. So we all have those talent themes. I call them untapped superpowers. And as part of my coaching program, the first step is becoming aware of what those talent themes, those untapped superpowers are. Some people are fully aware of them. They don't know how to use them and use them intentionally. Others, they really don't know what those untapped superpowers are. And so we find those out. We unlock them. We become aware of what those are. And then we invest in them. We start using them intentionally every single day, exercising them like you would a muscle at the gym. And when we do that, we turn them into strengths. They become full-blown superpowers. And we can use superpowers to find what role is best for us if we want to break out of a lifestyle, a workplace, career, a job that leaves us trapped, right? We can also use those superpowers as tools to break free, to go along that path. My coaching program has an 8-step process. It starts with becoming aware of those strengths, those superpowers. And then we use those superpowers every step of the way along that path to purpose, freedom, and fulfillment. One of my favorite movies of all time, I disagree with the critics who didn't like it, is Man of Steel. It's the first of the recent series of Superman films. And in that movie, Clark Kent, as a kid, he knows he's super strong, super fast, but he does not know the full extent of his powers. It's only when he's 33 years old and meets his birth father who says, you don't even know your full potential. You need to start stretching your limits, investing in your powers, finding out how powerful you really are. It's only when he's 33 years old that he figures out he can fly. Yes, it's a superhero movie. Yes, it's fiction, but it absolutely applies to each and every one of us. We all have those untapped superpowers if we would just bother to look, bother to invest in them, turn them into full-blown powers by stretching our limits. And then and only then can we break free of that comfort zone of misery. Then and only then can we break free from that prison, that lifestyle, that workplace, that career, that job that leaves us unfulfilled. Each and every one of us has superpowers waiting to be tapped, waiting to be stretched. The first step is becoming aware. The second step is investing in them, using them intentionally. Exercise them like you would that muscle. And then anything's possible. We can use our superpowers to save the world around us, our communities, our homes, our schools, our families, our jobs. And yes, that world around us that needs saving, many times it's us. Too often we neglect ourselves. So you have to invest in yourself as well as your family, as well as your job, as well as your communities. So if you are someone who is trapped in that comfort zone of misery, maybe you've been there for years, the first step is finding out what are your untapped superpowers, and then you invest in them. You stretch your limits. You turn them into full-blown powers to break free from whatever lifestyle, workplace, career is leaving you trapped, that is leaving you feeling stuck in that comfort zone of misery. I thank the listener for that question. I hope I answered it. And if you're someone who's stuck, who's in that comfort zone of misery, please reach out to me, because my mission in life is to help you. If you need help finding out what those untapped superpowers are, if you know what your untapped superpowers are, but you don't know how to invest in them, please reach out. Go to my website, curtmercadante.com. We'll hop on a call. We'll figure out how to break you free and get you on that path to freedom and fulfillment. Listen, everyone, I hope you have a wonderful Monday. I hope you have a week filled with freedom and abundance. This is the Freedom Club Podcast. I'm Curt Mercadante. I'll talk to you soon.